Yes, ma'am. I request chairperson to invite speaker.
Dr. Jofi Chako. She is consultant gynecologist and fertility specialist at Dr. Jofi's Women Clinic and Fertility Clinic. And she important positions and achievements. She is a co-opted member of RMS, member of ROGS, Foxy RMS, and she is winner of Norjon Foxy Quest competition. I welcome her to give her deliberation. Dr. Joe.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that introduction. So my timer is already started. So let me be quick. So my topic is menopause and household ergonomics. So ergonomics is a new word. It was for new for me as well. It is organization and ergonomics put together. That is ergonomics. And we need to deal. We need to know how we need to change the kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom according to the menopausal phase that comes. So why home ergonomics matter? So, menopause is not just about hot flashes, it is way beyond that. It is a complete systemic physiological transition. So, the reason is declining estrogen levels, which directly impacts the bone density, sleep architecture, muscle mass, joint lubrication, and the brain fog or the cognitive processing. Now, adapting our home layout to long term shifts or these temporary shifts of menopause can help in the preservation of energy and thus preventing long term injury. So, according to a landmark study done by Dr. Wanda, it suggested that up to 80% of midlife women develop musculoskeletal syndrome of the menopause. So, it's like our bodies are undergoing a massive software and a hardware update, but our homes are running on still Windows 95 version, and that's why we need to update. So, historically, how we used to treat menopause was strictly on OPD basis. So, we used to prescribe them hormone therapies, offer them lifestyle changes, and send these patients home. Home, yes, and that's where the problem was. Sending these ever changing body back into that completely frozen and unyielding space, home. So, where that woman would feel that a simple cast iron that she was using would feel like a 20 kg dumbbell for her, or that standard wet bathroom for her would feel like an Olympic level ice skiing rink. So, in that scenario, we need to exactly change or rebuild our environment, and that environment can longer remain static. Thus, we need to engineer our home to reduce the physical strain, shield those vulnerable bones, and stop fighting our own age old floor plans. So, moving on to the kitchen mechanics, so that it mitigates the musculoskeletal load and the cognitive friction. As we all know, estrogen is a protective, anti inflammatory, and it has got an effect on those skeletal cartilage via those estrogen receptor alpha and the beta, which is present in the intervertebral disc and joints. And thus, estrogen depletion would accelerate the degeneration of those bones and joints, causing rapid spinal arthralgia and osteoarthritis. So we all know conventional Indian kitchens are highly demanding, and that's where these women are spending most of the time throughout the day. So it actually ignores the realities of these aging bodies. So there is a standard countertop which exceeds user standing elbow height, and this forces continuous awkward joint compensation during basic daily meal preparation for them. So we need to mind the posture. So in the first image, image B, it shows that the lady's hand is hyperextended and it is above the countertop job that she is doing. And in the below two images, we can see the two ladies are working below the countertop and they're causing a lot of pressure on those spines. So data shows that working in these awkward, non-neutral postures spikes the musculoskeletal system symptoms by almost 2.6 times. And now, what is the fix for this? We need to install a multi level counter. So, washing and chopping is done at a different level, stirring the meal is happening at a different level, and mixing and kneading a dough should happen at a different level. So, the pressure exerted is different in all three cases. So, implementing this multi level countertop fixes the architectural flaw that strains those vulnerable spines. And thus, when we do this change, we see that there is almost 28% drop in the pain of these patients. Another thing that we can do in the kitchen is we can place high density anti fatigue masks. These are those elastomers which continuously causes micro movements in the calf and the soleus muscles, and thus it boosts the blood circulation and cushions the lower limb joints, ultimately mitigating the overall exhaustion. The another last thing that we can discuss in the kitchen that happens is thermal control and hot flash alleviation. The fix that we can do is we need to tell these ladies that they need to avoid standing close to high heating sources. Like if there is boiling water, they need to stay away, especially when there is a vasomotor event or a flash or a hot flash. Or they can install a small clip-on fan where they are standing to the near the counter where they're working, and they can easily switch from a cast iron to a lightweight ceramic cookware. Now, there is also a possibility that these women can have brain fog or these cognitive lapses. It is a common situation that we see that these ladies can forget to turn off the burners. So, which is not just hazardous for the lady, but it is also hazardous for the entire family. So, what can be done about it? So, we can install these induction cooktops that automatically turns off when the vessel is removed. Moving on to the another common thing where most of the hazards happen, which is the bathroom, and how we can prevent this bathroom hazard. So we all know there is accelerated bone density loss. So osteoclastic activity is way more than the osteoblastic activity here. So the simple standing height slip can actually transition from a minor bruise into a life-threatening osteoporotic fracture. Compounding with this is that classic hot flash. So what happens is when the hot flash strikes, the blood vessels dilate, rushing the blood to the skin to dump the heat, which causes sudden temporary drop in the blood pressure. Ultimately, patient faces transient dizziness, palpitations, and unexpected balance lapses. So, what is the fix? We can install heavy duty grab bars because when gravity attacks, emotional support isn't enough. You really need mechanical support. You can install a foldable shower seat, as you can see in the image down, or install a handheld shower. So it reduces the level, the center of gravity. So the chances, even if there is a fall, you can prevent a fracture. Now you can layer those wet surface with high traction rubberized textures, unless we want some accidental acrobats. And the other thing that you can do is you can put up a motion activated nightlight, as navigating a dark bathroom at 3 a.m. should not become an impromptu gymnastic routine for them every night. Lastly, our favorite place, the bedroom, the sleep sanctuary, we need to move on to. So, dropping estrogen level causes instability of the hypothalamic thermostat, which triggers sudden sweats, night sweats, vaso, that is wake after sleep onset. That means a woman is not just waking up, she's staying awake for most of the time. So, we need to reduce and make our environment comfortable. We need to optimize the bedroom microclimate and temperature, change the bedding to a more cooling bedding like of that of bamboo mattress, install oscillating bedside fans, integrate low effort or bedside touch lamps, and we need to affix again motion activated LED strips when they have to make frequent night trips to the washroom. Concluding, menopause is no longer to be treated on OPD basis or with just HRT or other treatment. We really need to address the physical environment where these women live, cook, bathe, and sleep every day. Household ergonomics bridges the gap between midlife endocrinology and injury prevention. Implement multi level countertops, secure wall mounted stud anchors, and optimize bedroom microclimate. Transform their residential home into active protective sanctuary for lifelong health. The key takeaway from this today from my presentation is we need to make a transition from passive comfort adjustment to active targeted biomechanical engineering, and we need to tailor the domestic microenvironment to the endocrine realities of estrogen deficiency, which lowers the musculoskeletal morbidity, preserves structural integrity, and extend the functional health span of these aging women. Thank you so much.